You know, the Gospels are included in the first part of the New Testament section of the Bible, and they detail the life, the death and the resurrection of Jesus Christ. So how do fair income historians view these documents, the Gospels? Well, there's a very strong consensus from mainstream scholars that the basic narrative of the Gospels is historically sound. Therefore, it seems from a historical point of view that there's one thing that we can't escape. The evidence is very strong that Jesus was a historical figure who walked this earth. So, well, why do historians come to that conclusion? Well, firstly, I suppose the New Testament Gospels were written by eyewitnesses who saw the action and they spent time with Jesus when he was on this earth. So, I mean, you can imagine if the information written down was incorrect, then there would be some serious objections from those who actually knew the truth. I mean, for a moment, imagine if I wrote a book that talked about the great Ashes victory that Australia had in the Test series in England in 2009. I mean, that's baloney. There are millions of people who were eyewitnesses to that event, and unfortunately, they would object to my book because it's a load of rubbish. The same would have happened with the Gospels, because in the great scheme of things, they were written so soon after the events that they report. You know, there's only a gap of about 20 years between the death of Jesus and the first written records of the events of his life. So if you take a solid historical figure like Alexander the Great, the earliest of two biographies that were written were more than 400 years after his death. However, historians look at these documents and say that they're pretty trustworthy. So in addition to the Gospels, there are actually other sources who wrote about Jesus, adding more credibility to the fact that he was a human who lived on this earth. This included the Jewish historian Josephus. Well, any serious historian actually accepts that 2,000 years ago there was a man who lived here on this earth, and his name was Jesus Christ.